back. Respect the pick. We haven't been on in a while.
Well, we haven't recorded in a while.
What's the matter? Why are your hands up?
It was like a yay.
He's like, I thought you were like raising your hand.
Like
to
he's
tell
on
me
a roller
something, like I did
coaster.
something wrong. Anyways, music. We got that from Pond 5.
Yep.
Those guys who don't know what that is.
Do we have the composer or whoever?
I can put that in.
Is that what they're called, the composer?
I guess creator.
Creator.
What you do is we actually own the rights to have that on the podcast. We paid a minimal
Look at
fee.
us with big shots.
But I mean, yeah.
We
I mean, we don't
contract.
own the rights.
We don't own exclusive rights, but we do own rights. We own a license to use it on our podcast.
We took a meeting, hired a composer.
Yep, and
made some music for us.
Also, we fivered it up and used. Gotta get that little animation. That's us. That's our rocket ship. That's Respect the Pick blasting off.
8-bit style.
Because
8-bit
we are
Nintendo.
blasting off with all these people watching us.
Is that the one system that we played the most, do you think? The original Nintendo?
Not me.
You don't think so?
PlayStation 4.
See, because I think with the Nintendo, even though the Super Nintendo showed up in the Sega Genesis, we still went back to that Nintendo every once in a while. But now with like the PlayStation 4, you never went back to PS3 or 2, right?
Yeah, but I played
even on
PS4
PS3,
games on my PS5. All right, anyways. That, I can put it on the post here. Depends on what they want. If they want their name on here, I'll put it on.
I'm sure they would.
I'll put it on here
That
for
we
them.
liked it enough to
Yeah.
chose it to be the
To
theme
be
music.
our show. I went on a trip. I went to Alaska.
That's one of the reasons
Right.
we haven't been able to record.
I went on a cruise to Alaska. It was amazing. Phil thinks it was not amazing.
Listen,
You didn't even
listen.
go!
No. I
Phil
said
didn't
I
come
don't
with us. I've never gone on a trip with Phil.
think- We've gone on trips together.
Yeah, not in a long time, though.
Last trip, I think.
I'll take Tandy can come. Tandy can come. Listen, Phil doesn't like anything unless it's in his face, right? Unless, like, he needs a head chopped off or
Hold on
full
a second.
frontal
Hold on.
boobies.
Hold on
in
a
order
second.
for him to like it.
Hold on.
Jesus, dude.
Let me speak. Hold on. The last trip we tried to take together, I think, was considered a disaster.
But it was fun.
It was, but it was a disaster. We rented a cabin because we wanted to just get out of the house cheap. We wanted to go to Cooperstown, right?
Yep. And we were doing a little camping style.
So
right?
we
had that
wanted to
little
go to the
trailer,
Baseball
that
Hall
little-
of Fame.
That little cabin.
I think that's the last one, right? Like 2016.
I believe so.
It was a warm, hot, dry summer.
It was so
the
hot.
whole
It was
summer.
so hot.
Not a single raindrop. And then when we get to camping,
It was like hurricane.
downpour, thunder, lightning, and we rented a cabin because we're not campers. We don't have a camper. We don't
don't
have
worry.
fancy tents.
Yeah.
So we rented this cabin that was supposed to have air conditioning. Storm knocks out the power of the whole campsite.
Yeah, and you know what? That first night that we slept there, was that the only night we slept there? That may have been the worst night of my life.
It was horrible.
It was so
Yeah, it was bad.
hot.
But wait, you're such a man of nature. Why do you need power? Why do you need these fancy things? Why do you need in your face?
What is he talking about? Man of nature.
Yeah,
You're saying that Alaska was so great, and
Alaska
I don't
was
like it because
60
I'm not deep
Alaska
enough.
was 60 degrees.
But here's so
Beautiful out. Every time you took a breath, you added a year to your life. I'm telling you, it's the water was clear. There were plants that only grow in 98% pure.
that's cool.
Air.
That's cool, but
you
to
don't
me,
care. You don't care.
I care. I think
Phil
that's
doesn't.
cool. But for me to choose that over all the gajillion other things you can
Listen,
do for
my wife
vacation-
wanted to take a cruise, and I
Okay.
didn't want to take a cruise, but I wanted to go to Alaska. So we compromised. We took a cruise. We went to Alaska. The
Alaska
cruise
cruise.
was nice. The ship was probably older than the cruise you're used to being on.
Right, I've been on-
But one thing I noticed, if it wasn't so funny, it would have driven me crazy. When you're eating at the place, you sit at the table, right?
Right.
And you have your forks on, one on this and this side, your spoon is like this, whatever. And I eat my food, whatever, and they take the dish and they move the silverware back to the way they had it. Every freaking time. Are you kidding me? So then I eat my, first you get a like a appetizer, and you eat your appetizer, and you end up with your fork here or whatever. Guy comes, takes the dishes away, takes the freaking fork and spoon, and moves them back to the spot that he deems correct.
That's nuts.
That's really strange, right? Then you eat your meal, you eat your main meal, eat it, whatever. Take it. Your fork ends up where it ends up, right? Because none of us
Right.
care where our forks and spoons are. Right? It's not
Right.
1850,
Right.
whatever that would have been. Takes it, puts them back again.
Well,
I'm sorry, my fork and spoon placement isn't good for you, dude. But okay, whatever. It wasn't that big a deal. It just made me laugh.
That's like resetting the bed every time you toss and turn in the night.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
well, I like the cruise. I hated the fact at first, like, my in-laws told me, oh, yeah, you eat at the same table at the same time every night. And I was like, well, that's stupid. I want to eat when I want to eat, I don't want to be on some schedule. But then looking back on it, and Tandy and I just rewatched Titanic recently. It makes you feel like all fancy and something.
Oh,
like
hello,
that.
sir.
Like you get there and you got the same waiter, and
Hi,
it's like,
Bob.
hello, Mark. Oh, I think I'll have the steak today. The same guy every time. And you.
Is that your cruise voice? Do you talk like that?
Yes,
when
I
you're on
do. This next cruise we're taking in October, they call themselves genies. Because basically we snap our fingers and they fucking come do whatever we ask them to do for them.
So the first night we had karaoke, and I sang karaoke, and after that I was famous on the cruise for the rest of the night.
Listen, I told
Here's
you that.
Mark.
I told you would like the karaoke part of the
He's
cruise.
one of our karaoke superstars. Hello, Mark. What's your wife's name? It was awesome because my whole life, it's like, Michelle. Oh, Michelle. Oh, this is my husband. Michelle's this big shot, whatever.
She's the big
medium
shot.
Now, this is Mark's husband. He takes care of the kids, right? But when I'm on the ship, it was like, hey, Mark! And what's your name again? Yeah, that's my wife. You don't need to know her name. You don't even need to know her name.
Yeah, the cruise, they make you feel a little special. They make you, they kind of kiss up to you, and I like it.
And the one of the ladies who was in charge of the entertainment on the cruise knew me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They had, the first day, they had Michael Jackson name that tune. And they gave us 20 Michael Jackson songs, and we had to name the tune. And she would stop it right before they say the title in the song, almost.
Well, that's making it easy.
But I got every single one of them right.
Yeah.
And the hardest one was Stranger in Moscow. There's nobody.
No one knows Stranger in
Except
Moscow.
for me or you.
Yeah.
If you and I were there, we would have.
Ryan's listening. That's another person Ryan's going to listen to these.
He probably will.
He better. I'll kick his ass.
Like
if he doesn't.
You're going to kick his ass. You're going to go all the way down to Baltimore.
No, he's not living in Baltimore anymore. He's down in Virginia.
Not that far from Baltimore.
Well, he's like further south in Virginia, I think.
Well, Baltimore is south of Virginia.
Is it? I don't know.
Anyways.
Geography.
Anyways, so yeah, and let me talk about something else. The trip was fun. Alaska was amazing. It was beautiful. The dog sleds were fun. Seeing the bears. We saw a bear, a grizzly bear, in the wild. We were driving on our bus.
It didn't eat your face off?
We were on the bus driving towards the mushers camp, and a grizzly bear popped out of the side.
So cool.
See, that is cool. I have nothing against that. It's just
You only would like it if the
doesn't
grizzly
seem-
bear would have eaten somebody.
That would have been fun. I would have been
even said
entertained
it.
by that.
You
Yeah.
even said, hey, did the grizzly bear eat you? Okay, then never mind. I don't give a shit.
You
But
guys
at the
saw
same time, do I want to spend thousands of dollars to fly out there and get on a cruise and a train and all that stuff that you had to take to put yourself at risk of getting eaten by a bear?
Yes.
I mean, it was really good.
I am so jealous of that trip. They saw bears and whales. I love whales.
We were in like Brother Bear country. You know the movie Brother Bear? You probably
best-
haven't
I've never seen it.
seen it. So
best
we were like,
Disney movie right
I mean,
there.
this shirt right now, the island, it's Sitka. I would love to live. If I won the lottery,
You were there in the summer, bro. You were there in January.
Okay,
It's
can I
dark all
finish?
the
Can I
time.
finish?
Yes. you can
If I
finish.
won the lottery or was very rich, I would have a place in Sitka.
Okay.
So people like, I go south for the winter. I would go north for the summer.
Okay, I can maybe get on board. But come on, you're a baseball fan. You're a Yankee fan. You play softball. You play baseball. You'd miss all that stuff, wouldn't you?
I mean, I could have it and go there every once in a while. Come back and go and come back and go.
All right, yeah.
It was fun. But as much as I love the trip, you have bad memories. Yet I have a bad taste in my mouth because of the trip home.
Well, see,
I hate
you can't let the
airport and the airplane.
See, this gets on board with our top 11 list because you guys are saying that the 11 hours I spend in line is worth it for the fun. This time that you spend on the airport should be worth it for your trip.
It's not.
Well,
There's
I've never been on a plane, so I don't know.
There's too many problems with it. First of all, on the way there, we're in a I don't know, the airplane, it was so small. If you're going from Rochester, you're going to take a small plane.
Well,
and they call them puddle jumpers.
Right.
This plane we were in looked like we were in a tube of toothpaste with wings on it. Right? And I'm not kidding. There was no engine. They just backed us up to a giant rubber band. The giant rubber band just flown off towards Philly. And by the time we landed, we were just on our way down Philly. And oh my gosh, there's people at the airport. So the plane is so small, there's no overhead compartments.
Okay.
So if you're not checking your bags the original way, you have to drop it off at the front, and they check it for you.
Put it underneath?
Yeah, and they
like
check
a bus?
They check it for you, and whatever. And this lady's like fighting with them, like they were gonna go, oh yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Oh, your situation is different from everybody else's. Let's let you on. So that took us a while to start the plane.
I don't get people like that.
Like I guarantee her name was Karen.
We have a softball friend who works in security for the Rochester International Airport.
His name is Craig. Hi, meet.
And he was telling us a story how this lady wanted to bring, was it water?
Yeah.
She just wanted to bring water on the plane, but you can't. You just can't.
Right.
There's no arguing about it.
Do research.
You can't
research
argue.
it before you get there, what you can bring and what you can't bring.
What makes you think that you're so much more special than the thousands of other people that were at the airport that day that were turned down? Oh, I've got to have my water.
I'm not flying without the water. Okay, well, you're not flying with the water, so then you either have the water or the
I
flight.
don't get it. I just don't get why people think that they're going to win, why they think they're that much more special than everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with driving. You know, why is your destination so much more important than me that you got to ride my ass when I'm in the fast lane? You got to ride my ass at 67 miles an hour. You know,
especially if you're not going very far and there's lots of stoplights in between.
Exactly.
You get yourself. I can see it if you're on, a big interstate and you're going 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and you're 5 miles an hour makes a huge difference.
But I'm in the fast lane. I got places to be, man. I can't be fucking sitting around and I'm driving my truck and I need to fucking get there, man.
Listen,
I don't got time for your shit.
Many accidents would not happen if people would just back the fuck up. If everybody just kept a good distance between themselves all the time, a lot of accidents wouldn't happen.
I get 55 in the fast lane. Okay, move over. I get that.
Yeah.
But if I'm going fucking 64, 63 in the fast lane, fucking back up. Be a little patient.
Yeah,
it's simple math.
You can pass if you want to eventually, but getting on somebody's ass is not going to do you any good.
Exactly. It's simple math. The amount on most short trips, speeding 3 or 4 miles an hour faster than what the person in front of you is going is not going to get you there much faster at all.
3 minutes.
It's
4 minutes,
not
5 minutes.
fucking worth it to be unsafe.
Right.
So get over yourselves. Fuck you.
You're going to have a lot of bleeps this episode.
Listen.
Do you really bleep out all the Fs?
If it's too much, we can.
Okay.
Listen, the other thing about the airplane is we're on the airplane. We're getting ready to go. And after all the, the lady fighting with stuff, they're like, oh, we just have a little bit of a delay. And the captain, I'm not kidding you when I tell you what he says. He gets on the PA system and he says, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you guys just to be aware that we are having a slight delay, and it's not a big deal. There's just a problem with the plane's engine.
He really said there's just a problem with the plane's engine.
Yeah, it's just a problem with the plane's engine. Or
it's just a problem.
He might not have said the engine. He might have said, it's just a problem. We're just having difficulties with the plane. No, we're just having an issue with... No. The technician found an issue with the plane. We will be flying.
Okay. All right, that's a little bit different.
What are you talking about? Tell me what it is. Oh, I can see if he says, we're just waiting for somebody to be cleared. We're waiting for the pilot to finish his SpaghettiOs. Whatever it might be, but this guy's like...
Do airplane pilots fucking eat SpaghettiOs?
I think that's probably the main thing they eat. But
with the hot dogs or the meatballs?
Meatballs,
okay. I like the hot dogs.
No, yuck. But don't come on and say it's just a problem with the plane. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just a problem with the plane.
It's the thing that's keeping you safe while you're 10,000 feet above the ground.
We're just going to turn
There's a little something wrong.
We just got to turn the screw a little bit, and then we're going to
need an Allen wrench and tighten this bad boy up.
It should be fine. He went to get some duct tape, and then we're going to be off.
Duct tape. Nice. Okay.
The rubber band The rubber band was probably stretched out too far. Listen, we got to tighten the rubber band or we're not going to make it to Philly, people. Here's another thing.
That's kind of like a doctor being like, yeah, we found a slight problem with your brain.
Yeah, we're just going to close it back up and see how it goes.
Well, at least they were waiting, At least they didn't take off and then say, we got a little problem with the plane, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But it's just a silly. So then I was making jokes about it. Mm-hmm. So the lady, they must have, I swear to God, they have mics in the cabin, right?
Well, like you said yourself, it was a small plane.
So she came over and looked straight at me and said, it was just a problem with one of the fans. Like, they got to make sure that I'm not causing panic, right?
Right.
And people might not read my sarcasm as being sarcasm, and I might set somebody off, right? So they had to come out and shut me the fuck up.
Were they able to?
I stopped. I got what was happening at that point. I'm like, okay, I better stop, or we're never going to get to Philly. So, yeah, the flights are so bad, and this cramped little thing. Listen, let me give you guys a public service announcement, okay? If you are on an airplane or a bus or a train and your seat tips back, don't do it. If you do it, you're an asshole.
Sometimes you're on the plane for hours. You expect people to sit up straight this whole fucking time?
You want people to do that to you?
Tip back yourself. If you're back, then they're back.
What if you don't want to go back? What if you don't want to go back? Don't make them go back.
Yeah, imagine if I just went up and sat right in front of you right now.
The guy literally...
How pissed would you be?
The guy literally would have his head in my lap. Does he want me to give him a temple massage on his way? Get the hell out of here with that. No seats that go back. None. Don't have the seats go back. And if you have a seat that goes back, don't set it back. You're invading somebody's space for your comfort, and you're a prick if you do it.
See, I kind of hate to bring this guy up, but... I tend to have a Louis C.K. vision when it comes to flying, because Louis C.K. used to make fun of people.
So what, you masturbate in front of the women on the plane?
No.
Hey, stewardess, do you mind if I pull it out?
I don't do that, but Louis C.K. makes a joke. To get from Rochester to Alaska, or you flew to Seattle, right?
First Philadelphia, then Seattle.
To get from Philly to... It used to take weeks, and half of the people who rode the horse and buggy that got him there died on the way there. And they were buried in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of rocks and a wooden cross. And he does this whole bit about you there, you take a dump and watch an Adam Sandler movie, and you're there.
We should be happy because we're on a plane and we can get there. Which I understand, but I can get on a plane and fly all the way to Seattle without somebody's head in my lap. Right? That's not part of the... Okay, everybody, we're not going to be able to take off unless you have your head resting on the guy's balls in front of you. That's not the way it works.
I mean, I took a plane to Florida to take off for our cruises. I don't remember.
The guy in front of you probably wasn't a dick.
Remember
and he
that.
Didn't put it back.
I try to sleep.
Or they're putting it back and they're slamming into the seat in front of you, or the person behind you is slamming into your seat. That seat that I'm resting in is my seat, right?
Yeah.
And you're putting your iPhone and your crap all onto it and smacking it around and slamming into it and kicking it with your legs and your knees and stuff. Have a little respect for other people when you're on a plane.
Now, one thing I'm on board with is that you see it in TikTok videos all the time. The person behind you will have their sock or shoe off, and they'll stick it up
if you're
to
on
the
a
window
plane, everybody,
in front of you.
If you're on a plane,
the foot will be visible, and it's right there.
If you're on a plane, keep your fucking socks on. Nobody wants to see your toes, man. Especially dudes, man. And your foot. Or this guy, I'm in here. I'm on the outside aisle. The other guy's on the outside aisle. He's in my sight the whole time. This long, scriggly. I don't know how to say his toes. Thick yellow toenails. God dang, dude. You're gonna make me puke.
Well, I'll have you know that today it's a hot day where it's late June. We got the AC on, but I put socks on just for you today.
I mean, why normally is it just if I wear for me? Isn't the ground softer with your socks on?
A little bit, I guess, but the socks keep me warm. And I don't want to be warm. It's 80 degrees outside today.
It's a scientific fact that you can't feel heat with your feet.
You don't think so?
Yeah. No,
let's throw some coals on the ground and fucking light them and see.
And guess what will be better, with my socks on or off?
I don't think it'll make much difference.
Oh yeah, it will.
I doubt it will.
I mean, the socks will melt and fuse to your feet.
Will they melt? Do they melt?
So here's another. Want me to tell you another thing that I hate about the airplane? I got a lot of things, but I want to move on a little.
Okay.
you're not on the inside seat, right? And so when me and Michelle were on our way home, and we weren't on the inside seat, Shell was in the middle because God bless her, she didn't want to make me be in the middle next to somebody I don't know because she knows it would. Like,
she didn't want to deal with any more of your misery.
Exactly. It's not so much that she's being nice to me; she didn't want to hear it. Anyways, I'm on the outside or the inside, I guess, right? And the guy's on the outside with the window, right? And you'd be like, we're taking off, and the window's up, and you're looking, and you're like excited, and you're seeing that, and you're lifting off, and whatever. And the guy fucking says, "Oh, shut the window." Like, the guy's got all the power just because he's sitting on the inside, sitting on the window seat, and I'm getting all into looking out, and oh, look, we're up, and there's this, and oh, I think I can see. Shut. Like, God damn!
That's funny.
That guy has all his buttons.
That's fucking funny.
Just waiting for him to open the window again. Open it up. Oh, look, everybody.
I'm sorry.
Out the window. You can see out the window.
That's
there's the statue of the. Oh, sorry.
That's an episode of a TV show right there. Someone's afraid to fly, and then they you hear the inner monologue in their brain, and they're talking about, oh, this is awesome. Oh my God, look, we're all with crap. We're off, and this is cool. I was so scared.
And you can't do anything about it.
Just reach across. Excuse me.
It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. You're trying to look out the window, and the guy just closed it. Everybody else's windows are closed, and they're all looking out. And
see,
look at, oh my God, it's so nice. Shut.
Maybe I've just been lucky when I've flown. I've there was one on the last cruise we took on the way home. That was such a windy, snowy, crappy day that we had to wait for our plane to get there. And they ended up, I think, putting us on a different plane, and there weren't many people on it. So, the whole group of us got our own 3 seats. So I'm sitting next to nobody. I'm picking whatever I want to watch on the video screen in front of me and stretching out. So I don't know. Maybe I've just been lucky.
And also what's
And you got to remember, the reason you're on those small planes, you're only on for 45 minutes? Is that how long it takes to fly to Philly from here? So, I mean...
Gliding to Philly, right?
Gliding to Philly.
Listen, though. Then you got, the airplane exits, the emergency exits. And they're like, if you're sitting in one of those seats, please make sure that you're able to help I'm putting my hands in the life of this dude with no socks on.
Well,
he's going to open this out and push me out the door, and his feet are going to hit me in the face or something.
Sorry, bro. You don't get to survive this crash. You don't have socks on.
Listen, I'm that's not what going his way. He doesn't have any socks on, and I don't want his feet in my face. Say it this way: have somebody there to open the door. You can't.
I saw
you can count on other people. We're in an airport. I told you, airports and airplanes, people don't give a shit about.
It's true.
Anybody but themselves. They're going to open that door and get out.
I've seen TikTok videos from flight attendants who say there's a reason they all stand up and greet you as they get on the plane. They're judging you. They want to see who can do with what, who can help with the sick passenger, who can get doors open, who can lift heavy stuff up. They're taking that stuff into account when they watch
they're
get on the
good judge of character.
Apparently.
All right. Well, airports, airplanes, overrated.
I mean, are they overrated?
Yeah, a lot of people complain about it.
Necessary evil.
They are a necessary evil. Everybody, if you want to go, I mean, you can drive.
But listen, you
can't drive to Tokyo. But
I will pick my trips based on, if I have to go to airport. Listen, if I can drive there, I'm driving there.
Our brother-in-law is the same. My brother-in-law is the same way. My wife's brother, he was miserable on the planes and in the airport.
And you guys know it must have been great for Phil because you know how calm and unmiserable he is at all times, right?
No.
So you must have had somebody's, giving you a foot massage and feeding you.
I stick my foot up and the person in front's rubbing it for me.
Hot fudge sundaes and stuff while you're on the plane.
I said maybe I've been lucky. I've flown to LA. I've flown to Vegas. I've flown to Florida. I've flown to Puerto Rico.
This guy gets mad over the dumbest shit.
I'm certainly not a world traveler.
This guy gets mad if somebody watches that movie Tombstone in the winter.
I don't get mad when other people do it. I just don't.
That pisses him off.
Why don't you do it?
It's a nostalgia thing.
It's like a drug. It's like a drug. He's trying to get back that high.
It is.
So that makes me think of top 11s, which we have top 11, right? Is it a top 11 still?
Top everything.
We're sticking with that top 11?
Well, every episode we're going to have a top 11
But we're
list.
not going to cut it to top 5 or top
No, top 11. Because we always have top 10. This one was hard, though. Because normally we do one collective top
We're not
11.
even combining it. We're just going to do our own.
We each have our own top
Well,
11.
tell us. What the list is the top 11 most overrated things. You could call it unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Overrated things. I'm going to tell you my number 11. The thing that I feel is overrated in the world, something that I don't care about, the National Football League.
And I agree with you.
And here's the thing. I like football. I am a man. I like football. I am a man. Okay, listen. I get it. I understand it. It's sometimes it's exciting, but damn, they score a touchdown, they go to a break. They kick an extra point, they go to a break. And people complain that baseball has a lot of standing around. Football, there's a 45-minute clock or whatever the second clock, I should say. 45-second shot between plays, and they only play for 3 seconds.
Yeah, the clock is running while 85 people are getting off each other out of a pile.
Yep.
The clock's still running. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun, dude. Let's watch this guy get off.
That guy
Lamar
fell down,
Jackson.
now he's getting up. The clock is still moving.
It's because they slam into each other, man. They fight, man. They like,
Right.
There's a hard hit. Crack.
Actually,
crashed into him.
I am a man. I am big. I am a man.
Based on how you described it, it kind of seems like that'd be right up your alley.
And I
Listen, I like it. Once my fantasy football team is out, I'm done. I don't watch the playoffs.
I've jumped on the Bills bandwagon. I've had a lot of fun watching the Bills since they've been good. Since Josh Allen, stuff like that.
I like the Jets, but not really.
It used to be
But
I never
try
watched
to.
football until the Super Bowl. But then I started watching the playoffs. I watch pretty much every playoff game, but I don't drop what I'm doing. Like, that's what I don't get about it. It's like, hey, do you want to go to freaking Hawaii?
No.
Can't. Football game's on.
Yeah.
You're not going to Hawaii. Fucking Bills are on, dude. That's not me, okay? And that's what I don't get about football. And the fact that they talk about one game all damn week.
Dude,
the game was Sunday. On Thursday, they're still talking about it.
Scarlett Johansson wants to go on a date with you.
Nope, can't do it. Chiefs play, bro. Chiefs
gonna do
playing
it.
Baltimore.
Come over if she can come and watch football with me. Me and my buddies are gonna have some chicken wings and stuff. But,
So I'm with you. NFL's even higher on my list. It's number 2.
okay, what about you for number 11?
My number 11 is country music. I just don't like it.
I hate country music too. It was on my list at one point, but I bumped it.
I don't hate it, but I think it's much easier to sing than any other kind of music, especially for a dude, because it's all like low. It's all low pitch and it's not very rangy. And it's all, you just gotta have a little bit of twang out on your way.
And then sing about a truck and sing about a beer.
Like that
and
song that
sitting on
Daddy
the beach
said, I was
and
drunk the day my mom got out of prison. Get a little bit of that twang.
I hate country music,
and a
too.
little bit of
And they all sound the same. I don't care. Luke Bryant and Florida Georgia Line and all these guys. I can't tell the difference between any of them. I really can't.
And I got a truck. I am a man. I got a truck. I am a man.
Okay, so hold on. Before we get too deep into this, should we get a little bit more structure because we're all over the place right now?
What's your number 11?
My number 11 is amusement parks.
Okay, go.
But do we want to do it like this? Do we want to?
Yeah, let's go.
Each 11?
Everyone's
Okay.
11. Everyone's 10.
Amusement parks.
Okay.
We went to Hershey, Pennsylvania to watch Adam Sandler.
Okay, that first of all, let me preface this by saying that's like a second tier amusement park.
Okay.
Or even
so
third.
second tier, so it shouldn't be
even third. Maybe.
So it shouldn't be too crowded, and you should be able to get on rides, right? Out of the 6 hours that we were there, we went on like 3 or 4 rides. Why? Because we were in line the rest of the time.
Okay, so I don't love amusement parks unless they're top tier. How about that? Let me sell you that way.
Okay, I like Seabreeze in
I
here
don't
in Rochester.
I don't want to go to Hershey
I
Park.
like Seabreeze better than Hershey Park because you can get on the ride at least. It maybe did not have the best roller coasters in the world, but at least you're on something.
At Disney or Universal Studios, which are the top tier to me, the lines are more fun. There's things to see. There's things to do. There's things to watch.
Okay, well that I don't know
They have
about.
fast
I've never been to
passes
Disney.
and fast lanes and all those kinds of things that make it like part of the Harry Potter line is walking through Hogwarts and seeing like pictures moving and talking and stuff, and that's cool.
Right. And to be fair, 35,000 other people probably had the same idea that we had, which was to go to the park right before, because the park is right across the street from where Adam Sandler was playing.
Yeah.
So we went to the park during the day when we left to go see Adam Sandler. A gajillion other people had the same idea, and it was like the first official Saturday of summer.
Yeah. And you're
So
going to
maybe
have
it was
fun.
overcrowded, but man, it was a miserable day. It was hot. It was warm,
usually people
and
at-
we never got we got on 4 rides
Usually people at those parks
in
are
6
like,
hours.
those people at those parks are usually happy and in good moods.
Yeah, but it's also
That's
a
how
lot
the
of
people on the
annoying
cruise were.
kids.
Everybody was happy, and they're like, "Hi, everybody," and we're all part of this cruise together, and everybody's happy. But yet, you love the airport, where
And that's
everybody's just
I
like,
don't-
"Get out of my way!
no,
Get out of my
no,
way!
no,
Get out of my
no,
way!"
no. I didn't say I love the airport. I just said I'm willing to tolerate the airport to get me where I'm going a lot faster.
Okay.
But the one last thing I'll say about the Hershey Park is you also feel kind of silly. Because at the time, I was like probably like 37, 38, maybe 40. And Tandy was, 35, 36. And we don't have kids. So here we are in line behind a bunch of like 8-year-olds. Like,
Yes.
ooh, we're going to get this
Fun.
roller
Max, do you have a
coaster.
take on parks?
Amusement parks? I just like them. I like amusement parks. They're fun.
You're not talking much this
But again, you haven't been to a place where...
give me something to talk about.
we went to Darien Lake, and it was miserable.
Okay,
We
so...
didn't have fun. So,
I wasn't there that day.
oh yeah, that was when we went with.
We're going to find ways to exclude you.
It was
We're going to go out of our way to keep you out of this
It was
conversation
us.
today.
Okay, everybody talk who doesn't have glasses on right now.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go everybody's number 11.
Yeah.
All right, so now your number... Or
No, let's
his
go
number,
back now, Mick. Now let's do snake draft.
Well,
Snakes.
then he would have to go again.
It doesn't matter. Just
No,
Oh my
let's
God.
start. Number 10.
Okay. The Beatles. I don't like the Beatles.
I love the Beatles.
Listen, here's the thing.
Hey, Jude.
People who love music seem to think like the Beatles like reinvented music or whatever. They were a boy band.
Yeah, they were.
They were a boy band.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a boy band. I just don't think their music is that good.
I mean, I think it's okay. I don't hate it. I don't turn it off. But I guess a lot of it is nostalgia for people growing up, and they were so popular, and there wasn't as much to listen to, and there wasn't all these streaming apps, and it wasn't easy to find the music that
And they
you
were a
wanted to
new
listen
thing
to
back then.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, same thing with Star Wars. He hates Star Wars. It's the same. It was revolutionary. They were revolutionary. They were a new thing.
Yeah. But now we make fun of boy bands.
True. It's true.
And they were a boy band. All the girls
But
liked
they're a
them.
little more rock and roll than poppy.
Do you think
crappy
Elvis was rock and roll?
NSYNC.
Because I think Elvis was country.
He
Elvis
was a little
music sounds
country. He was a
countryish.
little country, but he was more rock and roll.
All right, what's your number?
Especially early stuff.
What's your number 11?
We already have my number 11.
Oh, number 10.
You want my number 10? Okay, this one may be a little unfair because I've never seen it live. I had to. I'm gonna combine this.
Okay.
I never saw it live because they have it on Disney Plus. Hamilton.
I didn't like it either.
I couldn't get into
I
it.
really liked it.
I could
I
barely
liked it a
understand
lot.
what they're rapping
They're
about.
just rapping.
And don't get me started. I'm combining it with Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't think he's talented. I think he has a horrible singing voice. He's funny looking. And, dude, maybe it's the fact that he tried to replace Dick Van Dyke in the Mary Poppins, the Dick Van Dyke type character. And he was trash compared to Dick Van Dyke.
Well, Dick
maybe
Van
that's
Dyke's
part
90
of it.
years old.
But everyone's like, oh, but Hamilton was so good.
Yeah,
I
I
really
don't-
liked
loved
Hamilton.
it.
Let Jaden talk.
Loved Hamilton.
I really liked Hamilton. It was fun. I like history. That was
Educational,
cool.
Historic.
I like history, too. I like history.
Phil's,
I just
Phil's a
couldn't get
history
into it.
buff, guys.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand what they're saying. Maybe if I was there in the theater watching it, I would like it better. But I watched it on Disney Plus, so maybe
thought
it's
the-
unfair for me to say that.
I thought the
didn't-
songs were good. They were
I
fun.
wasn't aware that it was all rap until
Yeah.
I watched it. Like, sing.
like they
do
don't even
sing.
talk, do they?
They do sing.
Isn't most of it like rapping? Like I couldn't distinguish like one song from the next.
All
In
right,
most
listen.
musicals, you can tell when a song begins and when a song
We
ends.
can do an episode where we have to rhyme every time we talk. I can do it.
Oh my god! Yeah,
And once
but-
you do it, you can't stop.
yeah, but you'll sit there and I can't think of stuff as quickly as a lot of people, so it'll take me a while to.
No, you're
To
very
reword things.
Like we said, you're a tertiary character. You don't really have much
right,
going
that's
on in the head. Not much emotional complexity.
Right, he's Ron.
Are you kidding me? Most
He's
of
Ron
complexity?
Weasley.
You guys said you wanted to
No, he's
do a
not even
whole
Ron
episode
Weasley.
about my quirks.
He's Ron Weasley.
No, he's like Jerry.
he's-
He's
that's
like Jerry
emotional.
Seinfeld's dad. He's in like 10 episodes. Not
He's
much
not Jerry
character
Seinfeld's
development.
dad.
to
Maybe he's
him.
Kramer.
No, that's too big of a
Okay.
character.
My number 10 is Pictionary. There's not much to say about it.
Pictionary.
Every time you go to a party, everybody's like, hey, let's play Pictionary. Pictionary.
What parties have you been to?
I don't like it. I'm sick of it. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, I mean, it's been our family thing. I don't know if it's as popular,
It's overrated in our family. It may not be overrated anymore, but it was overrated for a long time. Maybe I should have thought a little bit harder about my list. But if you play Pictionary, I'm not going to play.
Okay.
I'm not going to play.
Fair.
Okay.
All right, so number 9.
Want me to go number 9? Outside fires. Okay, I get, once in a while wanting
Like
to go
bonfires
fire.
and stuff,
Why,
camping.
why is it like an event? Hey, come on over. We're gonna have a fire. A fire! Oh my god! guys, they're gonna have a fire. Let's go. Come on, they're gonna have a fire outside.
Shit, this brings up another
We're gonna
one.
sit around the fire. It's gonna be fun.
This brings up another one that I thought of.
God.
You can't talk about it.
Oh, I've got to replace something.
Listen, it can be part of an event. It can be, we're having a picnic. We're going to sit around a fire. But don't tell me, hey, come
All right,
over. We're
I'm
going to have a
replacing
fire.
one because
Don't invite me to a fire. Right? Invite me to a party, and we're going to do something. Don't say, hey, I'm going to invite you guys over to sit by the fire.
Okay.
Right? Am I right? I'm a little right.
No, you're right. I just want to go camping and have fire and sit by.
Let's just go sit by the fire and have s'mores.
S'mores come out better in the microwave, by the way.
I've never
They
tried
come out
that.
better in the microwave.
Dude, but in all fairness, we had a fire at Heath's for Father's Day, and we made some s'mores, and man, they were good.
I mean,
they were
people
good.
are going to say,
Oh, you like s'mores in a fire?
I'm sorry, Mr. Fire. I'm not a fire purist. I'm not a fire
You're not a
purist.
s'mores
I'm not a
purist.
s'mores purist. Get the fuck out of here.
So we're in number 9 then?
Yeah, number 9.
My number 9, speaking of s'mores and desserts, my number 9 is pie.
I love pie.
Pie is dry, and it's fruit! I don't want fruit in my dessert!
I mean, you can
Fuck
get chocolate
fruit.
pie or lemon. Well, I guess lemon.
I'm sorry!
God.
Yeah,
You can bleep that. That one's easy to bleep out,
Phil's
right?
saying a lot of F words.
I'm sorry.
He's going to get us
I'm hot.
demonetized.
Just say damn.
I'm hot. I'm
You're-
hot today.
you are
Coming
hot.
in hot.
You are hot.
YouTube's going to
pie-
take us down.
It's dry. It's got fruit. I like apple pie. Don't get me wrong, but if there's a million desserts, that is number a million.
I
on my
would
list of
agree. I would
desserts.
agree that pie
is crap.
Like, okay, I like apple pie, but you got to put vanilla ice cream and caramel and
right.
stuff
You got
on
to
it.
add all this stuff to it. The
Right.
crust is hard to make. It takes forever.
And it's too dry.
Yeah.
Nick,
Let me talk about pie.
talk about some pie.
I like pie. I'm a pie guy. I like baked things. And I know what you're saying about keep your fruits out of my desserts. You know me.
Mm-hmm.
I hate if they're going to make a cake, get the fruit out of there. Get it out of there.
Who makes
has
fruit
no
out of cake?
business.
Strawberry cake.
Get it out.
Michelle's
Strawberry
family
shortcake?
Michelle's family makes cake with like Jello in it and stuff. Like
Strawberry shortcake is okay because the
cake
the
with,
strawberries and the cake is kind of
layers
separate.
of Jello and hard fudge instead of frosting. It's disgusting.
But if you put raspberry in your cake, get it out.
Yeah,
Get
no,
it out of
ras-
there. Get the
raspberry is like the
raspberry
worst
out of there.
What about
Because the
okay?
seeds.
Okay,
Get,
what
get the lemons out of the scones. Get the lemons out of the.
what about cheesecake?
What?
Now, cheesecake.
I got a cherry cheesecake from. I love it.
They often put that, and that's another thing about the cruise. You sit in the cruise and you have cheesecake cake every day for dessert. You eat a piece, and then the waiter will be walking around with like 3 pieces and say, "Oh, this guy didn't want it. Here, take this," and drop it in front of you. You got another piece of cheesecake.
Yeah.
Listen. Even with that, get it out of the cheesecake.
Oh, come on.
Get it out of
Now,
there.
I gotta have. I like a little strawberry.
Get it out of the
Michelle
muffins,
makes a
get it out of
chocolate raspberry
everything except for
cheesecake.
pies.
It's so good.
The best cheesecake ever is the one that they make me every year for Thanksgiving.
Is there any fruit
don't
in
say
that?
they,
No, there's no
just
fruit in
Michelle.
that.
It's true. It's true.
Listen.
You don't help. I thought Jayden helps with that cheesecake.
I helped
son
the
of a
original
bitch.
time.
He might
Oh,
put.
my
He might
goodness.
pick the things up and hand them to Michelle.
It's a
but-
tradition now. Every Thanksgiving,
But
I
wait
get
a
a
minute.
I get a
Her
cookie
chocolate
dough
raspberry
cheesecake.
cheesecake is better.
I've never had that one. Chocolate raspberry. I'm not a raspberry guy. I don't
Me
like the seeds.
neither, but
Get
that
it out of
I
there.
don't like the seeds.
Get it out of there.
You don't taste the raspberry. It's not. It's just the raspberry flavor, I believe.
Bananas-
And there's raspberries on top.
Bananas and strawberries are the only 2 acceptable fruits in desserts other than pie.
Well, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is the Muppets. I don't like the Muppets.
Have you even seen the Muppets? Have you seen
Yeah, I've
Muppets
seen the Muppets.
Take Manhattan?
Yes, I have. This is not against Sesame Street.
Wait,
Sesame
wait.
Street's fine, but the
How does the
Muppets
song
are
go?
terrible.
How does the song go?
Which one?
Mama, Dada, poop, poop, chihuahua.
Muppet Babies.
Mama, Dada. That's how the Muppet Babies
Muppet
you created.
Babies.
Don't tell your Aunt Lindsay that you don't like Muppet Babies.
He doesn't know the Muppet Babies.
She will
though.
destroy
Maybe
you. Your
the
life
new
will
Muppet
end.
Babies. The Muppet Baby. Listen, the Muppets are
Listen,
great.
she can try.
Wasn't like Kermit Frog.
By the way, Muppet Takes Manhattan is what you're going to talk about.
That's the one I know
the
the
great
best.
Muppet Caper is
I've-
one of the greatest. It's a Sherman family cult.
I've only seen it as a kid. I don't
You
remember
gotta
it that
watch
well.
it.
I gotta
The Great
rewatch
Muppet
it.
Caper's got,
I don't-
it's got
the-
what's his face in it.
It's just
What's
dumb.
the
None
guy's
of them-
name? The guy that they talk about from
James
Sun-
Grodin. Charles Grodin.
Charles Grodin.
Charles
They
Grodin.
all have annoying voices.
That's not.
That's
none of
more-
them sound like-
Kermit.
That's more like Marge Simpson.
Yeah, it's funny. I got the paper towels. It's great.
Gonzo? Who don't like Gonzo? With his chicken? And
Listen.
then the Muppet Babies, he's a little chick.
Here's the other thing. I don't know if you can call them overrated. They're not that popular anymore.
It's true. That's true. But back in the day, they
Well,
were hugely
they
popular.
don't. I don't like them at all.
I
so
even like the new
anyone
movie.
who likes them a little bit.
All right.
The new movie with Jason Segel was
You.
decent.
Oh,
Everything
no,
is
you
great.
go. We're gonna just-
Everything is
Phil,
great.
what's your...